Hey everybody, welcome to the StabCast.
Hey, everybody.
We're on a spooky Tuesday instead of a spooky Sunday, but we're here midweek still bringing you some great horror movie content. We're here on the TikTok, we're here on the YouTube. Come join.
If you like what you see, make sure you follow and like the video, of course, because we love having new people.
And if you subscribe, you might get a prize someday.
Yeah, you never know.
We're not going to give it to you, but you might get one. So,
hopefully we're trying to get into a place where we could do that to people.
Well, yeah, we may, but we're not going to.
Probably not right
and
now.
You should just subscribe.
Okay.
Like and subscribe. Even though I hate those fucking... I know we're content creators, so we have to say that,
yeah,
but I hate it so much. Because everybody... I hate it.
Like and subscribe and give you 5 seconds.
Yeah. But, we're here on a spooky Tuesday talking about Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the new 2025, say his first name, the director.
Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, well, I feel like you butchered that a little bit too. But Guillermo del Toro is amazing. And I've always had a bad time with his first name. I'm better with Benicio, the other one.
Oh, okay.
Even though they have no relation to each other.
Yeah, they don't, but they're both Italian, so.
He's great, and he's one of my favorite directors in the top 20. I don't know if I love him, but I think he's
in my
great.
top 5 of writers / directors, because it's hard for somebody to write and direct their movie. And also, this particular director, Daniel knows this too. He will literally stop a scene and fix somebody's hand or something like that. He's very, very particular about how everything's going to look and mesh together.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually think that's pretty cool.
I think it's great. I mean, the dude's just been so many things. Obviously, Hellboy is right up down my alley, and I love those movies with him and Ron Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a great director. This is a crazy because everybody's got their own take on Frankenstein. It's one of those classic age-old stories that everybody knows, everybody loves, and everybody, when a new creator kind of takes it on, they have their own little take on it.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see people have a different, because I like the story, and it's a pretty basic fucking story, but I do like the story, and I do feel like this doesn't add too much.
Yeah,
I think it does Frankenstein great, and that's what I'll say. And we're gonna get into spoilers, by the way.
You mean Frankenstein the person or the monster?
The movie, just the movie as a whole, as the concept of Frankenstein, and that whole thing as one of the most classic, literature things ever, Frankenstein. So that is the movie. I think it does it very well. I don't know if it adds that much. I don't think it really puts too many spins and twists. I really don't. For
me, it adds more on Victor's childhood than anything.
Yeah.
And I also like the way that we're able to see what the monster went through.
Yeah, but I feel like you get that in other fucking Frankenstein.
Yeah, but normally he's like...
See, this one...
And this one, he was more of a human being.
I will say my other favorite modern Frankenstein take, which has been done recently, and it's by James Gunn for DC, which is going to be on Netflix now because Netflix has all the money. And they bought HBO. But... his and Creature Commandos, a show he did, an animated show about a year ago, they do Frankenstein and they do The Bride. And they do a couple episodes with them. And it's the focus is on them. And that story, the way they tell it, is one of my favorite iterations. And they throw in the twist of, well, he loved the bride. It was made for him. But the bride actually loves the doctor. And then her and the doctor fuck. And then, Frankenstein, goes crazy and kills
2 people.
Now, well, they make love, and maybe they'll come back. But that's what happens, and then they kill, and then Frankenstein kills the doctor, and it's crazy. I love that. I thought that was a great modern take.
Yeah,
this is fun, but it doesn't tell the Frankenstein story. The core of it is that human is more of a monster than actual monsters. which is really, that's the core of it, is that there's a lot more
humanity is more evil.
Yeah, there's a lot more monster in people than there is in like beasts and creatures and shit.
And also, like the director said, one of the themes that he really wanted resonated in there was how parents really do affect your future.
Yeah,
because Victor von Baron Frankenstein, he had a very strict father. And when he would get surgical questions wrong, his father would actually hit him. And once he made the creature, he started doing that to him.
Yes.
And he wasn't even giving him time to like figure stuff out or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you just made him.
Yeah.
Give him a minute.
Yeah.
And he's like, all he can say is Victor. And like, I love Mia Goth in this piece. She's so amazing. And the fact that she looks back at him and she's like, well, perhaps Victor is the most important thing to him right now.
Yeah.
And like, she nailed that right on the head.
She did. She nailed it.
Because that's what it was. Like, she was saying Victor because it was the most important word to him.
Now, I will say, and before I get into this, I do want to do a side note on a completely different, but it's in Hollywood, and it's something that got brought up recently that I'd love to hear your opinion on, because I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
But because I was going to get into Oscar Isaac is not my cup of tea. So I'll just say that.
Is he the one that played Frankenstein?
He's the doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he is the doctor, and he's been in all sorts of shit. He was Moon Knight for Marvel. He's Star Wars. He's all sorts of stuff.
I wasn't impressed by him.
I'm not a huge fan of him in general, but it made me think about opinions on actors. And recently, Quentin Tarantino, the great director, has came out, and he was talking about There Will Be Blood, the classic movie. And he was talking about the great Daniel Day-Lewis and his great performance in that movie. But he said he had a shitty foil, and he said the weakest SAG actor working is Paul Dano. Your boy, the Riddler from the Batman, the teenager from Little Miss Sunshine, who's your favorite, the fucking colorblind teenager. That kid is so fucking good, and Quentin Tarantino's making headlines. And then he said that like he named other the weakest working actors, and Matthew Lillard made the list. So he has talked shit about Matthew Lillard and fucking Paul Dano, but Paul Dano got it the worst.
Okay, Mr. Tarantino,
I love
come
Tarantino.
on. I have a bone to pick with you on that, man.
Well,
Matthew Lillard is having an amazing horror season.
He is
this year and next year.
But even like Matthew Lillard is like a great actor.
But I feel like Skeet Ulrich belonged on that list, not Matthew Lillard.
I don't think either of them are weak actors. And Paul Dano is better than all of them.
Yeah.
Not to be a dick, but like Paul Dano has so much fucking range.
He has so much range because he did like not There's Something About Mary, but the one that you liked, The Girl Next Door.
Yeah. He was great in that. He is a great just movie actor.
Overall, yeah.
He was in that the slavery movie, and he was like a real piece of shit in that. He was
very convincing too.
He's a big deal in Hollywood, and he was great in There Will Be Blood. He got nominated, for God's sakes. The guy's great.
That was a great movie anyway.
Yeah. And like the Riddler, like you and me saw the Batman in theaters. He was great as the Riddler. And like he's just a great actor. And Quentin Tarantino's, feel free to have his opinion and everything. But I think it is a little like I think he picked the wrong group. I like those guys.
Yeah.
But because Matt has range too. I think a little less than Dano, but he's still got range.
Yeah, he's done Scooby-Doo. He's done The Curve, Dead Man on Campus. I mean, a lot of his movies, though, were 90 movies.
Yeah, and I will say you're usually going to get a goofy, even if it's a scary movie, a funny movie, a fucking drama movie, you're going to get it.
Ghosts when he's the fucking electrician.
If he's in a role, it's going to be played a bit goofy. Which is, it's okay, and it works for him. It's part of his charm.
Yeah.
But I thought, so while I was saying my Oscar Isaac opinion, it made me think of that. But Oscar Isaac is not my favorite, actor in Hollywood. He's a big deal, and he's like a movie star.
I think he did a really good job.
He's good here because he's got to do a lot of the fucking heavy lifting. Because, I will have to say, I do disagree a little bit on Mia Goth. I think she's great, and I love her. as far as like what she gets to do in this movie, she just gets to like really make some really good eye contact with the monster and really have like an emotional with her face. And it does show a lot and it does do a lot. But to me, I didn't find a lot for her to sink. And by the way, full spoiler territory now, guys. But I didn't find a lot to sink her teeth into from her just thinking the monster had good in it, kind of seeing that Victor was a piece of shit and then dying. Yeah, like to me, that's her fucking character arc.
But the reason why she died, though, is so powerful. The reason why she died is because she was trying to protect the monster.
Yeah.
She knew that it wasn't a bad creature. There was nothing wrong with it.
I just think there was more nuance in some of the other performances.
I agree.
Even her brother seemed like he was doing a lot.
His brother?
Yeah, his brother. It felt like he was doing a lot. And also the dad, or Christoph Waltz, who is amazing. He's the German and the guy whose fucking brain gets fucking split. Yeah.
He plays Igor.
Yeah.
He's Herlander in this movie.
He's fucking amazing. And he's one of the more nuanced
he's dying
performances.
From syphilis.
Yes. And like to me, that's a way better performance than what Mia Goth gets to do, in my opinion. I think he, and it's nothing on her. I just feel like as far as what she gets,
to do.
She doesn't have that much to do in this movie besides be sad for the monster, which is nice. And like, she's like the person with a good heart. It's also a little predictable.
Yeah.
And it's a little, and I was going like, oh, is she going to be the bride? Like, what are we doing here? But we obviously didn't go.
Which there. I did hear, just so everyone knows, I did hear that there's going to be a Bride of Frankenstein.
Well, and that's, I don't know like
when,
that.
But there will be one. But there are talks about it not being Guillermo.
Yeah. And
that kind of pisses me off. I feel like that is a part of the story that he's already telling.
See, I felt like this was a singular vision. I didn't feel like after the credits rolled that we needed another one. I really didn't.
Neither do I. I think Bride is very forced.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he would not want to do it, because it seemed like this was what Del Toro wanted to do. He told his Frankenstein vision, and they ended the way they ended. And like, you can't really come back from that. Like, it's over now.
Yeah.
Like, everybody learns their lesson. The monster's a forgiving fucking really good person. And Victor realizes he's a piece of shit.
He realizes that he should have been a father to his son.
Yeah. And there was like good in the world. And instead he was so selfish and he brought all the evil into it. And like, to me, a sequel after that just ruins the message.
Yeah.
It's a good message in the movie.
I loved him and the blind man. Oh my God. The situation between him and the blind man was just so sweet.
It was,
And it was just so innocent. And it was just so honestly loving.
Yes.
For a creature like that to not be pushed away by somebody. Yeah. Like, the man felt his scars and stuff and was like, oh, well, you've been through a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then, like, when the monster tells him, like, I don't know who I am, he tells him, like, go back.
Yeah.
Go to where you came from and find out, which is the worst thing ever, because he found out that he was made of several different people.
Yeah.
Plus, when he left, freaking wolves decided to like invade the entire farm and go after the old man.
Yes.
And I felt really bad for the monster because he was trying so hard to save the old man.
Yeah.
But since he was made of decomposing flesh, the wolves wanted him.
Yeah.
So the wolves were going after him as much as they were going after the blind man. And then what truly broke my heart,
I knew this was going to happen,
was when the family comes in. I knew it was going to happen too. It was just too predictable.
It was so predictable.
It really broke my heart, though, when the family came in and they didn't ask questions. They just started shooting.
Well, and what you got to remember, too, they shot him at first because they saw him in the woods when they fucked up that deer, which, by the way, one of the best scenes and one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the movie is fucking him, like, finally escaping from Victor. Victor tries to burn him down. He gets out of there. He's in the wilderness for the first time, and he sees this big buck, and he's feeding it berries, and the buck's looking at him.
No, he's eating berries as the buck is.
He's feeding the buck berries and himself at the same time. He's literally going like this and then going like this and then going like this. And he's building this connection, and the Buck's looking at it. It looks really sweet. And as he goes to fucking reach out and give him another berry, boom, the fucking buck gets yeeted and shot in the fucking face, and it's crazy. And that's one of those where Del Toro's horror routes, like, that's a classic horror movie fucking, like, let's do something fucking great. And listen, the best way to get me is to kill an animal, because you can kill as many people on screen, and I can sit there and eat a bowl of pasta.
Animals are children.
Yeah, if you kill animals, that's the best way to get me. Like, what the fuck? And I get upset. And that was a really, like, Jesus Christ, but it was to show the beautiful and how humanity ruins fucking nature around it.
Yeah.
And then they shot at him. So they shot at him. So they only know this as like a monster in the woods they saw that they shot at before.
Yeah.
To give them some like a little bit of leeway.
Well, I like how he came on the boat though, and he was like, my creator told his story, so I guess that means that you're gonna have to listen to mine now.
Yeah,
I thought that was very interesting because I've never seen Frankenstein's well, not Frankenstein, but the monster's perspective.
Well, and it was nice hearing him be articulate and like further along in life, too, and not fucking brains and like a fucking.
He was
mindless...
much more of a human.
Yeah, and they kind of touch on that with Frankenstein, and that's told in the story, but it's also very not as nuanced as this is, and it's not like he becomes a professor or anything. He's always kind of big dumb Frankenstein. He just has a good heart, whereas this guy like is really like he's got the brain. He's like learning. He's articulate, and when he meets up with him,
and he wants to learn.
He does want to learn, and to me, that's when the movie goes from all right to great.
Yeah.
Is when he says that it hits the fucking thing and it says the monster's tail or the creature's tail, and then he fucking goes into his story. That's when the story gets fucking, it goes from like a 6 to a 9, and it gets really fucking really good. And because Victor shit, it was good and everything, but it was kind of like, I know the story, and I know, like, and seeing him be a piece of shit to him and stuff, it's like it pisses me off, and like. But also, like... And
the way that he wanted to screw his brother's wife. Like, come on.
He was just kind of a piece. But, and that's fine. But to me, it really wasn't doing that much. And it was getting a little slow. And then we go into this, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, we're in overdrive. And we get to see all these different fucking scenarios in life. And this dude...
The best thing he did was writing this in 3 parts.
Yeah. 100%. Now, what I will say about the old man... I know him, and he's a Harry Potter alumni too, but I know him.
I thought I recognized him.
I forget who he is in Potter, but in Game of Thrones, he is Finch or Cinch? Finch.
Oh, okay.
If you're a Westerosi fan, you know him from Game of Thrones and as Lord Walder Frey. And if you know him from that, biggest piece of shit character in television. So, like, literally the guy that orchestrated the Red Wedding and killed all the favorite characters in the show. Literally, like, the biggest, baddest, scummiest piece of shit ever. Just to see him be, like, a sweet, kind old man, I was like, he's going to fucking pull a knife out and slam. Like, I was like, he's going to...
Like, you've been living in the walls, haven't you? You've been the spirit of the forest. And I'm like... No, don't hurt him.
Yeah, he was like such a sweet guy. It's always fun when you see like a career villain movie actor like go into like a really sweet role, and you're like, oh my God, like I can't. It's hard to even picture this, but he did so great, and he was like seeing past it, which is ironic because he was blind, but he saw past all the bullshit, and he was like, this is a good person. And like when he's like, I'm a monster, he said, you're a good man.
Yeah.
And that's like to me one of the best lines in the fucking movie. It's simple, it's clean, and it's really all you need. It's like you could be as fucked up as we all are. And sometimes we all feel like we're built from like spare parts and shit. But when you look at it and when you're really a good person, sometimes that's enough to get you through.
Yeah.
And most times it's enough to get you through. And that was the lesson that he was trying to teach him. And he's like, no matter what you are, no matter how big you are, no matter if you can kill everybody, you're a good dude.
And he taught him how to read.
Yeah. He really and he helped him.
And he really helped him become a member of society. Yeah.
But then, and then he got eaten by, and that's what was beautiful about that scene is him getting eaten by wolves. Or no, they actually established that before that with the wolves, when the wolves come in and they start fucking people up and they're shooting the wolves. And he's like, I realized that the wolves did not hate the men, or the wolves did not hate the sheep. the men did not hate the wolves. They just have to kill because that's the way it's set up and that's the way the world works.
It's the circle of
and
life.
The fact that like you're watching like a brand new soul learn that is pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And it does like mean something to the movie. And that's why when you put this movie up against other movies, especially when we're talking about like our fucking, slashers and shit, like this is just a completely different piece where like you like to say this piece and that this is a piece and not a piece of shit. It's a real piece of art. That's like a great, like it's elevated. It really is. And people like to throw that word around a little too much now.
You can tell that he's worked on it for 2 years.
Yes, and it's a pure standalone single vision. It's not about money. It's not about this or that. It's about telling the story, and you can feel it. And it really works in terms of the story.
And the fact that he finds Victor Frankenstein, and he's like, listen, there's no death for me.
Yeah.
There's no release. There's nothing.
There's no life.
I need a companion, please. And of course, Victor goes straight to the hinky panky, and it's like I'm sitting there shaking my head, and it's like, how are two dead people gonna procreate?
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you even say that to him? Because he's like a companion, or you mean procreation? And it's like, how would that happen?
Yeah.
They'd both be dead.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you can't give birth to a dead baby when you're dead.
My only thing, and I'm not going to say this is a plot hole, but it did feel a little weird to me, was his whole thing that he was pissed off at Frankenstein was that it was stupid, and he felt like it was a big, dumb creature.
Yep. He said it was non-intelligent.
When he shows up in the room and starts talking the way he does, you think fucking the doctor would be like, oh my God, this guy got fucking smart.
He did, though. When he showed up at the wedding, he's like, oh, wow, it really did work. Look at you. You were a lot more articulate, aren't you? You were able to find me. I think I did a good job.
Yeah, but it still felt, it felt dismissive. You think he would be a little more like, oh my God. That's what I would think. That'd be like, holy shit, let me study him and I'm a genius. Yeah. But instead he's like, oh, I guess it worked out. Fuck you. I got this wedding to go to.
Yeah.
And that felt a little off to me. And I get it. This character's a piece of shit. And that's what the movie's trying to tell you is that he's a bad guy and he's being a bad guy in that situation. But to me, I also saw this fucking struggling genius that wanted his work to be great. So you think in that moment, seeing his work was great, he'd have a little more of a reaction than get the fuck out of here. But that's just my opinion.
And I understand that completely. And I really wish that he had been in the room when the monster said Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Because I really think...
Well, yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, he was the second time. The second time he was. And I think that's actually why he burnt down the laboratory. Because he said, and I quote, say something other than Victor. Anything.
Then he says
just
Elizabeth.
Something. And he's like, Elizabeth.
Yes.
And then he burns him alive.
Well, he was already burning it, and he said, give me the last chance.
Give me a reason to save you.
I will save you now if you say a word. He's walking away, and the creature says Elizabeth. He stops, looks back, and is like, no, that's not the thing to say. I'm in love with her, you fucking piece of shit. I'm burning this place down. That's what that look was. He definitely recognized. It was like, oh, he said Elizabeth. That's not what I wanted. It should have been you should have said French toast or something.
But he said something. That's what frustrated me. But that was me yelling at the TV because it's like, are you serious? He said something.
Yeah, but the two things he was mad about with it was one, that he thought it was an idiot, and two, this thing's gonna bang my girlfriend.
Well, not his girlfriend, his brother's girlfriend.
I know, but still, he's like, I'm in love with this chick, and this thing's gonna bang it. What the hell, or her? What the hell's going on? So, I love the movie. I think it does a great job. I do think that it's not action heavy, and if you're the beginning gives you a really good dose of that.
The beginning is very good, and I also really like at the end. I don't know if you noticed this. At the end, he actually turned the boat around when he got it out of the ice.
Yeah.
Basically signaling to the captain, you don't want to go any further. You want to go back home.
Yeah.
That's where you belong. You belong back home. Take your men home. And I really like how that was done because it was just honestly kind of pretty the way that he did it.
100%.
Like the way that he just came right off the boat and decided to push them. And he pushed him in like the opposite direction. And so always trying to get him home.
Yep.
So, oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, and it was beautiful at the end. And that was like a beautiful understanding. And that's why I love that one like captain's guard or whatever the fuck was in there with him. And he's
such a good man.
Yeah. And he got to realize like, oh my God, this creature is a fucking good creature. And he got to see the whole thing of him kissing the doctor on the forehead as he dies. And he's like, even though
called him son.
Yeah. And even though this guy was such a piece of shit to this thing, he still found a way to forgive and love him. And that's like good. That's a good human being, no matter what you are. So he saw that and he's like, man, we're not going to hurt this. We're going to let him fucking roll safely.
He's under my protection.
Yeah. And then the creature was like, all right, I'll hook you up. Boom. And it was like a beautiful understanding and a great way to end the film, in my opinion.
It really was. And like, especially when they had that cinematic shot of him walking into the distance and they have like the sun on his face.
Yeah.
And he's basking in it for a second. That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
It was such a beautifully shot scene.
And it's a good callback because that's like one of the first things he shows him when he gets up his son's life. Son is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was great watching the whole. First of all, the CGI is great. At first, I was a little bit like, why the fuck does Frankenstein look like Slender Man? But after a while, especially once he grew hair and stuff,
yeah,
because
like, okay, he didn't really look like Frankenstein.
No.
He didn't look like the traditional like big
not
head.
what you think of. No,
like with bolts in his
thing.
Like he didn't look like that. He looked more like a person.
Yeah,
but like, I appreciated that.
I appreciated it too, and it tells you how good fucking Del Toro is, and the way everything's shot, like that creature battling the wolves. That's an entirely CGI thing, but it's beautiful looking on the fucking screen. It's done perfectly. So I think and the fact that this was like getting released on Netflix and it wasn't going to be a huge theatrical thing. Like the fact that they still had the budget to even though Netflix has a shit ton of money now.
Yeah. And they might re-release it in the theaters because of how good it was.
And I think they did do select theaters.
Yeah.
But they didn't fucking do a big run for it. It's a Netflix movie.
Well, it was kind of meant to fail. Like you said, it was a Netflix movie. It was kind of set up to...
Well, it was set up to give Netflix big numbers.
Yeah.
And it did. So it's a success in that way.
Yeah, it did a good job. And honestly, it was nice after seeing the Pinocchio musical. It was nice to see him back in his roots.
Yeah. And I like his takes on these classic stories. He's great at it. And it's all very interesting, great shit.
Exactly. So if you really like this director, writer, or whatever that we're talking about, let us know in the comments what other pieces you guys think we should do from him, because he's done Suspiria.
Yeah, I would love to make Mindy watch Hellboy. So if you can put me in that position, let us know.
Daniel wants a superhero supernatural movies like Ghost Rider.
We don't have to do Ghost Rider, but Ghost Rider kind of sucks.
I like Nicolas Cage.
I love Nicolas Cage. Ghost Rider it's good Nicolas Cage. It's not a great movie.
He was supposed to be in Deadpool.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is amazing, and his later movies are actually better than his earlier ones.
Well, because he doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, now
he even said in an article, I don't care anymore, so I'm just getting the most outlandish scripts that I can find.
Yeah, but he's making it good, so.
Yeah.
Overall, I give this movie an 8.9 out of 10. It's right there at a 9. It's very good. Like I said, it's a little slow. And I'm going to want to show this to new people, and I'm going to have to convince them an hour in that it's still worth it. And that I can't give any movie a 9 at that, because that does take away a little bit of it when it's kind of a hard convince, hey, this is a 2.5 hour movie. It's a little bit slow, but trust me, it's going to be all worth it. And it is. It's a great fucking movie, but you have to get past a little bit to really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, the action, though, in the beginning with him fighting the sailors or whatnot.
It gives you a little bit.
That was pretty good. Because, honestly, one of the best kills for me was when he, just went whoosh to that one, shipman guy. And the guy ended up, Candace from Final Destination 5 on the floor. And it's like, Oh my God, he is so strong.
My favorite scene is Harlander falling to his fucking death when he was, because I remember, because me and Sharon had a funny moment because when Victor went down to get the thing that they needed, she was like, "Oh, he can use his brain now," and then he picks him up and you see the back of his head. It's all fine. I'm like, I think it's a little damaged. I think it's kind of fucked up. It's like, yeah,
this is what we talk about in our family.
But that scene, that was cool. 8.9. What do you got, man?
I would have to, just because of what you said, and also like I told you before the show, the scene for me that meant the most, which was his fight with the monster, it was not that visually appealing. It wasn't really. I had to shut all the lights off. And
Mindy's lighting corner
again. So, but that's the only point I'll give from that, other than what Daniel said as well. That's the only thing I'll add on to it. Yeah. So I do have to give it an 8.7.
Okay.
It was a very enjoyable movie, though, and I will have to say, it's enjoyable if I text him about it immediately.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did.
Not even on the, like, you weren't even like, let's do it for the show. You're like, you gotta watch
I was like, you need to watch this right now.
Yeah. And it was a good recommendation. It's a great film. And anything like an 8 and higher is something we love. Yeah. So I love this movie, and it's great, and something I will revisit.
Yeah.
So didn't you tell me last week you had a movie for next week?
Yes, I do have a movie for next week. Everyone's been waiting for us to do the last Conjuring movie. If you guys have followed us from Blog Talk, if you haven't, I've talked to Daniel about it. We are going to be going over the movies that we have done before.
Yeah.
Maybe not as in depth, but we are going to throw them in there.
Well, probably more in depth. I mean, we're more seasoned podcasters now, and now it's on video.
Okay.
And our audio quality was asked to.
There you go. So it's probably a better show, all in all.
Mm-hmm.
And to start that off, we're kind of going to go backwards to the Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with the very last one, which is Conjuring Last Rites, which you can find on HBO Max. And I've also heard that it is on Hulu.
And I have not seen this yet, so I'm excited.
Neither have I.
You got Mom to watch it. She liked it.
Yeah, Mom liked it for like an hour. She was really freaked out and texting me.
Yeah.
And then she stopped.
She liked this one more.
She said it was her favorite one.
Yeah. All right. We'll see everybody
guys,
next week.
Subscribe, follow us on the TikTok. Hootie hoo.
There you go. See everybody next time.